Welcome everyone to Amateur Hour Commentary. Be sure to get your drinks, your snacks, and your robe or sweatshirt or whatever. Make sure you stay warm because this one's about to be hot and you don't want to leave your seat. Grab all your stuff now. Hit the latrine if you need to, but get your butt right back in that chair because we're about to get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Our match tonight, Haxx versus German Grandpas. Sit tight. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Amateur Hour Commentary and all the social media sites for Alvo VR. I'm the Wolf Craze, and joining me is Sale Easter Bernie. What's going on, dude?
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hopping down the trail, bringing y'all some great action today.
Yeah, he's going to be shitting eggs in your basket. Anyway, love the bunny outfit. Great. You were working on the voice modulation thing before, and it kept spazzing out on you, unfortunately. But that would have been really cool. Either way, love it. Very seasonal, very exciting because tomorrow is Easter, and we don't have any games tomorrow either. So that's an upside. Be sure to spend time with your family if that is what you do. If you guys celebrate Easter, awesome. But if you don't, well, it's a day off. So anyway. We got Haxx versus Grandpas. Everybody's loading up into the lobby, but we should talk about the rosters, kind of where everybody is in terms of the leaderboard. And yeah, why don't we do that? We'll start with the rosters for Haxx first. For Haxx, we got Dan Solo, Dirt Nasty, and Nate, Nizmac, Padflow, Captain Caveman, the Nuts, Veronica, and Vicky. Veronica is going to be our perspective this evening. And then, well, before we move on, just want to say, watched one of their games back not that long ago, and Nate had some very clutch moments in their game, and I just want to say that I clipped them. They might be in a highlight reel that'll be coming out soon. So if you guys haven't watched any of the games yet, or if you missed one, be sure to go back into our VODs and check it out. And if you would like there, Mr. Odo, we could talk a little bit about the German Grandpas.
All right, so for the Grandpas, we have TB Project, Andy, Bumblebee Chris, we got Banger, we got Snug, we got Prince Nils, we got Spezzy, who will be our perspective today. We got Sneller Kai and Mystery. Definitely the Grandpas have been making steady improvement. They started off kind of slow, but they've been slowly improving, and I think today we're going to see a really close match between Haxx and Grandpas. I've been waiting for this one for a little while. They're very evenly matched teams, and we're going to see some good action today, I believe.
Yeah, going by the stats that currently exist, which is only week 3 stats. We do have some updates of the stats right now, based off of the games that have taken place. By the way, I did get record of the scores and stuff from yesterday's match that we were trying. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? Oh boy, my brain's working better today, but it's still not full. Full steam ahead. But it was the match that we did try to catch. Did try to cast, but it didn't really work out. And it looks as though Carnage won both Search and Destroy and both Hardpoint. They lost both team death matches though, which is kind of what I was predicting from the beginning. And both Search and Destroys ended it up as a 6-4, like both of them. So that's pretty impressive. You got to give that to them, as the Murdaughs really obviously put up a really good fight, won the team death matches, and also got 8 points, or at least 8-round wins off of the Search and Destroy. But looking at the teams here, we got Gabba's Army, which is sitting in third based on overall points off of week 3 stats. Or I'm talking about Gabba's Army. German Grandpas. They're sitting at 5th or 6th. We'll say 5th based off the points. And we got Haxx sitting in 6th place. And not separated by a significant amount either. Both of these teams are looking pretty good in terms of like balance and what they're going to look like competitively against each other. But based off of what we do know and watching their performance, who do you think is going to come out victorious here?
On this one, I think the Grandpas have always came out really strong on Search and Destroy, and definitely Hardpoint. Hardpoint's going to be the one that's going to be, I think, Grandpas are going to take.
Okay.
Haxx, I'm going to predict Haxx to take it. That Search and Destroy, I think, can go either way. But I think when we get to team deathmatch, I think you're going to see probably Haxx take it. I could be wrong. The Grandpas do have a lot of good free-for-all players, and it kind of seems to go that way. When you have a decent team full of free-for-all, they tend to take the TDM. But I'm not real sure. You've been pretty spot on, Wolf. I think I'm gonna leave the predictions up to you. Is every time I've made a prediction, it's went the complete opposite way.
I can appreciate the curse, man. I can appreciate the curse. So I always make a decision based off of stats and never luck, right? And fortunately, we have a lot of stats to go off of. Your discussion, or at least the way you perceive the TDM going, is actually pretty fair, considering that both of them have the same win percentage rate on team deathmatch. So that could really go either way. It's going to be a 50-50 pull from there. Both sitting at 33% win percentage for team deathmatch. But where things do get even more interesting is that your statement about Search and Destroy going towards Haxx, that is also another fair statement, considering that they are at 33% win percentage to Grandpa's 20%. So based on the stats alone, in those two game modes, I would say like maybe Haxx, if they can win both Search and Destroy rounds, win at least one team deathmatch, they're set for at least 3 wins right off of the bat. Now, where things get interesting is during the hard point, Haxx is struggling big time. They got a 17% win percentage rate to Grandpa's 33% win percentage rate. So I don't feel like Haxx is going to perform as well on hardpoint, but that could always change. It all depends on their week-to-week performance. Perhaps they put in a little bit more worked on better communication or something of the sort, and things are going to be different for them tonight. But until we actually see that first hardpoint match, it's going to be really difficult to say. But if I were to cast a vote right now on who I think is going to win, even though Grandpas are ahead of them in terms of the leaderboard, I think Haxx is going to win. I think that's where I'm sitting.
It's just really hard to tell. I mean, we've seen each team improve every single week. So if they've been in there putting in the practice, anything can happen. I mean, like I said, I think you got 2 very evenly matched teams here today. So it's just about who's going to be on today as to who's going to win. All right, here we go. We got Veronica starting off. Interesting choice, Hanger for Search and Destroy. I don't know if we've seen this one yet. Oh no, we have seen this one, but it is a very big map. It's kind of hard to cover this one, but hey, if you put a little distance between you and the other guys, it definitely helps the game play a little bit smoother.
Links, Achtung, links LKW. Links unten drunter.
And very quickly, it does look like Spezzy was taken out over on the German Grandpas, but it is 3v2 at least. Prin's taking out another one, or getting taken out, I should say. Bumblebee going up against Nate, Padflow, and Nizmac. Hopefully the audio is balanced fairly well and you guys can hear. The YouTube link, which is for
Die haben wir noch nie gespielt.
for Haxx, is a bit louder than the Twitch one. So the audio balancing is going to be interesting for me tonight. But German Grandpa's falling there to Haxx. I believe they are on defense, so they're going to be trying to cover both bases. I particularly like this bomb site in the locker rooms. That's my preference. If I were to pick one, see, oh my gosh, that is so behind. Oof. We'll go back to that in a moment.
It's definitely, I mean, it's a good point to cover. You know, I like it because you can actually get on top of that building there and see them coming in. You just got to be careful and watch the plane because you can get shot through those windows.
Yep, one's at the nose. I'm in the plane.
Nice pickups here by Veronica. Should you guys get tagged, gets dropped though.
Got Prince, careful, Padflow, by your side.
Prince is headed for the stairs. I'm
down.
Does look like Niz. He's gonna take the outside route.
Got Spezzy.
How many's left?
Go up to the catwalk.
It's definitely smart. You don't want to go running straight through the middle of that warehouse because they are looking for that. I mean, you got B right there. You got people in the plane guarding that. So you definitely don't want to run right through the middle of that warehouse. You're just a sitting duck there.
I'm directly above B.
Keeping an eye on
And Niz does get the plane at the locker room.
They're coming under the plane. One's coming.
Now they're on defense mode. Gonna protect this for another 30 seconds. That's the hope anyway. 3 members still alive, and Nate
There's one outside the building where the truck is as well. Where
and Niz covering the locker room itself.
Coming around in through that door.
One's at the jet engine
I'll
section.
try
at the
to
nose.
look above.
Dirt in front of you on your left. As soon as you come up.
Yep,
As soon as
see
you
him.
come up.
And they get the final elimination there. Dirt Nasty, I believe, picking that one up, and now they are up 2-0.
That's good.
What we're going to do is we're going to look from the different perspective. We're already on a new round over from this perspective, folks, so it's a little bit further ahead. We're just going to hop right back into the action. German Grandpa's now on last attempt on defense before they do a round, a placement flip.
It definitely doesn't bode well if you can't get those at least 1 or 2 of those defends. I mean, it's okay to go down 1, but if you lose all 3 defends, it's definitely not looking good for you. I mean, not that you're counted out. I mean, we saw that the other night with Trauma and Gabba's Army. Trauma was down way down, and they still came back. So never count them out, but it's definitely not looking well for the Grandpas. Kind of going the way we expected.
Yeah, there's still plenty of blood being spilled over on the Haxx, but the positioning the Haxx have against German Grandpas, or at least on the defense, their movement, their communication, their callouts, that's all been helping them in the end here. And Nate picks up that last elimination. And they're going to go up 3-0 at the end of their first attack round. Now they're going to flip, and they're going to go on defense. This is going to set them up for a 6-0 sweep if they can have 3 successful defensive holds against the German Grandpas here. Now, based on that performance, where you really don't have to move too much on the defense, you can set up post and defend both bomb sites. I'm not feeling very good for Grandpa's attack here.
Kurz vom Baseboard.
As now it's going to require a lot of movement and peeking around the corners, and if their reflexes are slow, they're going to get picked off one by one.
Die Bombe liegt da. Achtung, einer Flugzeug oben drin. 2 Flugzeuge oben. Sauber. Macht langsam.
Hopefully the audio is good, guys. I am trying to keep it balanced. I want it just loud enough so you can hear it, but so it doesn't blow out your eardrums too.
Ooh, it does look like the Grandpas are coming out hot and heavy. There's only one left for Haxx, and Nate's the lone man standing. Let's see if he can pull something out.
Geht alle 3 auf B.
Grandpa still have most of their team. Oh,
Komm,
Nils
jetzt zwei,
just
holt ihn
gets
euch.
taken out.
And Nate is in a very tough spot though, because he's still got Mystery
Zusammen,
and Andy
Mystery,
to
geh
go up
mit, komm
against.
zusammen, holt ihn
Oh,
euch.
definitely. You got 2 killers coming for him, but don't count a Nate out. He's definitely he can hold his own.
He's a clutch player. He takes out Andy. He's got almost had it, but Mystery finishes him off. I want to give Nate a lot of credit there. That was crazy. Left all alone to his own devices. We're gonna watch the end of this once again, so that we can watch the perspective from Haxx in the next round. But yeah, super close, and Nate really putting in the work. But in those couple engagements that he had at the end there, that's been like a replay almost. So this could work out in our favor. And Nate was he was in a couple of scraps before that last fight against Mystery, probably injured a little bit. He was at a disadvantage to begin with, and still held his own. Dropped it in from a 1v3 to a 1v1.
Well, he still made the right call. He took out Andy before going for Mystery. You know, Andy is no offense to Mystery, but Andy's a little bit more of a tough customer to go up against. So he did make the right call. Just Andy put too many bullets in him, and Mystery cleaned him up.
I'm at B as well. I'm gonna push up on the stairs.
I've got no movement over towards B.
They're at the nose of the plane.
See, that's the only problem with this map is you got to be very careful about peeking out like that. You peek out like that in this map, and you are going to get shot. This map, you got to be very slow and methodical because they can see you from a long ways off.
Yeah, you make a valid point. So many angles to get caught. No matter what corner you cross or you try to slice, you have to check every angle from the plane to underneath the plane to across the map, up onto the catwalk. All over the place, there are eyes potentially on you. You have to be mindful. You gotta move slow, and you gotta use cover. You gotta move from cover to cover. You can't just run across the map and expect to get from location A to location B without getting seen or dropped.
If you do peek out, you want to make that quick slide movement right to cover. I mean, that's how you got to move in this map. Like you said, you know, they could be on top of the plane, they could be in the plane, they could be under the plane. Like, there's just so many angles. That's why I really love this map. Bomb drop.
Finding
that's a good time. Well, they know where the bomb is at now. Now all they got to do is guard that bomb, and you know, this one they should have it in the bag. As long as Veronica does not get careless.
Yeah, right now she's peeking, and that's very dangerous because she's exposing herself to the view of the plane from any position underneath the plane. Sitting behind the boxes is probably the smartest choice. Cut off the angles. They only got a minute left on the clock to defend against the bomb here.
Yeah, this is when you really want to rely on your down teammates. You want to get them on the cameras, get them talking in your ear, get them watching the stairs for you, so you can stay behind cover and don't have to pop out.
You should see it, one of you. I'll just stick at B.
Hold on.
Nice shots here, and Veronica getting the final elimination there, ending that round. Is now 4-1. We're gonna flip. We're already into a new round. We're gonna look from the German grandpa's perspective. They were down 3, and we got Neil over on TikTok saying, "Can the grandpas bring it back? They're good, but not sure if they've practiced search and destroy." That is a good observation. When preparing for these matches, you got to prepare for each game mode. You can't go in blind. You can't go in and be like, hey, we're good on hardpoint. We're just going to focus on that. We're going to skip search and destroy. We're going to skip TDM. We're going to get these couple wins on hardpoint. That's it. And we're going to and expect to land in the top 4. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to practice everything. You got to practice your strategy. You got to practice your communication and your call-outs. So...
Holt sie erst weg, ja, oben rechts ist noch einer. Da ist noch einer. Er kommt runter.
You know, loosen up the reins for one game mode over another.
Oh yeah, and you definitely want to have a couple different strategies. You know, if one isn't working, you got to be able to flip on the fly and start a different tactic.
Da draußen ist einer.
You know, because they may be going for a defense against that certain tactic you're going for. Like, you know, on the house, if you know they think you're going to go tunnels, they may set up in the tunnels, but it might be good to run across the open field, or vice versa. But definitely, this is a tough spot for the grandpas right now. They got their back against the wall.
Schnell. Jetzt gib Bombe legen. Muss reinkommen.
He's trying to go for the locker bomb site. Prince sitting out. I believe it looks like he's sitting outside of the hangar itself, which is an interesting spot. They do get the plant,
Geht die
There's someone
Treppe
coming
hoch.
around up the
kommt jetzt von
stairs, gonna
oben
go
zu B,
towards
von
the
oben zu B kommt
catwalk.
er.
Good comms here.
Like Nils hears him. Nils is going for him. I think he's going to come in and get him maybe.
Ja.
And they get the elimination, and they are now up. Another point. Why do I not have an egg suit on? Asks Stiverboy. Well, because I can't have my egg head in an egg suit. That wouldn't be proper. So I'm just going to rely on the shape of my head to be my costume, if that's okay.
I will say the weather kind of went into my calculus of wearing this. It is extremely cold here today. We had frost on the ground, so I'm sitting in the basement. It's about 40 degrees. So this is doing dual duty here. It's keeping me warm today too.
Veronica eliminating Spezzy here. I'm sorry, Puddles. That's all I can give you. All right. I'm not a person who runs around with costumes. All right. I got like 2, maybe 3. No, 2. I think 3 is impossible for me to have. So an egg costume? No.
Zwei von euch gesehen auf der
I
rechten
have Jack
Seite. Zwei auf der
Skellington.
rechten Seite.
Will that work?
Einer liegt oben und einer liegt
Hey,
unten.
Halloween next year.
Wo der Stapler ist. Genau, wo
German
der Stapler
Grandpas,
ist. Wo der Flügel ist.
they are looking good.
Einer ist Catwalk oben, einer liegt
Here
unten
to
am Flügel.
possibly get another win. They're going to have to be careful holding different bomb sites. But they are now up 2 wins to the 4 of Haxx.
Der andere ist oben, wo der Qualm ist. Da
Only a
liegt
few
genau im
left on
Qualm
the
drin.
Haxx,
Da liegt
though.
genau
Or
drin.
is there just one? Is it just Niz? No, Niz and Veronica.
And Veronica's been super deadly so far. She has really shown up.
Yeah. She's always a player. You always got to watch out for Veronica.
Let's get taken out by Andy. Good effort though. We still got a Nate alive here on Haxx.
Yeah, I can just see him in the distance, but I don't want to give myself away just yet.
Isn't a Nate carrying Haxx along against Mystery, Bumblebee, and Andy. Nate gets an elimination on Andy. Niz still has the bomb. Can he push the A site? Getting awfully close.
Okay, hit. I'll cover from the top.
Get away from there.
Yeah.
He does get the plant.
No.
Hey, Nate's got to be careful though. I believe he's actually sitting on the catwalk. It's a very dangerous position, very exposed.
But it does give you a nice view of everything. You know, as long as you can keep your head on a swivel, it is a very good spot to be.
Yeah, as you say that, he eliminates Bumblebee, who's trying to make a cross. Now we got Mystery left on the Grandpas to try to get this defuse. But with about less than 20 seconds left on the clock, yeah, now we're at 10. This is a tall order. He's not going to get it here, even if he were to get the final eliminations. But Nate cleans things up anyway and gets the elimination on Mystery. Now they're up 3. They're a match point. Haxx poised for victory. 2 rounds taken away from them, but they're still a comfortable lead that could easily take this. Now Grandpas could come back, get a reverse sweep, but they're going to have to make a change. They're going to have to get early eliminations here, get to those bomb sites early and hold them down effectively, get those shots on.
Flashing.
Or get those flashes lit. Jeez Louise.
That's blinding me here right now.
Yeah, you made it up on the back door. Go.
Planted.
Smoked it.
Yeah, definitely their first couple rounds they played, those tactics are not working. So hopefully they decide to switch it up a little bit, maybe rush the bomb site instead of taking it so slow and methodical. Does look like we've got a bomb plant on it looks like B site.
One more.
Yeah, they're pushing, but the Nate, Pad Flow, and Dirt Nasty
Coming out.
in a triangle arrangement here. Get the final eliminations on the Grandpas, and that's going to end our first Search and Destroy round. Really good effort by the Grandpas. They effectively take 2 wins, or 2 rounds, I should say, away from Haxx. So get 2 points in the end there. Well, technically 0 points, but in my head, 2 round wins is a good thing. Good thing.
Oh, definitely.
All right, so that win is expected, right? We expected Haxx based on their stats, just based on previous performance. We expected them to kind of win that one against German Grandpas, but now we're going to move on to Hardpoint, and this is where things were looking a little bit different, at least according to the stats. whereas the German Grandpas were favored for hardpoint and against Haxx, where Haxx had I think 1 win so far overall on hardpoint. It looks like they might have industrial. That could change, but in your mind, like, do you foresee German Grandpas coming out victorious here based on what we just saw with Search and Destroy?
Industrial, I'll say, having played this a couple times, Industrial is one of those maps on hardpoint. If you get the right spawn, it's kind of hard to take you down, unless you got a really strong team and are able to pull it back. It'd be very interesting to see if you get that spawn that's closest to that middle building, because I believe in hardpoint, usually the hardpoint is right out in front of that middle building. If you get that spawn that's closest to that, you're going to get and scoop up an easy 50, 60 points, right off the bat. But we'll see. This is why I don't really like this map for hardpoint. It's you have an advantage. You're kind of rolling the dice. If you get that spawn, you're good. But if you don't, you're going to have to fight like hell to get it back.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. There are a lot of areas that can be very strong points to hold, but at the same time there's hard points that are very exposed, so holding it for an extended period of time can be rather difficult. So you really got to be on the move. You got to have your head on a swivel, and from what we've seen so far, the German Grandpas might be struggling a little bit with that. The speed is going to be absolutely key here, getting your shots on and making sure that you don't miss those shots, and that you're weary of who's around you. Being able to hold all those angles. But that being said, why don't we just go right into the fight?
Okay. Die sind drauf.
And but before I say anything,
do like this map.
I love this map. I absolutely love this map, particularly for Search and Destroy.
Yeah, I mean, I like it for hardpoint too. If we could get those spawns just a little bit further apart from that initial one, or maybe move where the first hardpoint is, I think that would make this map a lot more fun to play. But the main reason I like this map for hardpoint is it has the most of those points that you can be outside the building, but inside the building for the hard point, it kind of gives you an easier way to challenge. It makes for a more exciting match because it's more likely that it will go full time instead of full score. And what I mean by that is, you won't get to the 200 point limit first. You'll actually reach the time limit, so it makes it a little harder to compete for these points.
What's going on, Crispy? Happy Easter to you too, brother. I also want to give a shout out to everybody. We are live over on the Alvo TikTok, the Alvo community channel on Facebook. We're also live on their YouTube channel, and of course live over here on Amateur Hour Commentary channel on Twitch. If you guys want to go to any of those, you can find us there. If you want to watch anything back, they should be available to you. Be sure to hit that subscribe, follow button, and whatever other notification thing that you need to click for the algorithm to favor this channel, because we are going to be coming back. We have 7 weeks in total. We're on our 4th week, so that means we got 3 more weeks of coverage for you guys, and we're going to do our best to bring it to you. As long as everything is scheduled appropriately, we should be able to cover just about every single game. Be on the lookout. Right now, Doyle and I are kind of looking to have like a mid-league kind of highlight sort of thing. We're still kind of working out like exactly what we want to do, but who knows? We might fly by the seat of our pants. It might be that kind of situation. But hey, be sure to follow us over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AH commentary. That's where it's going to be taking place, and we'll hopefully see you there. But right now, it doesn't look like Haxx is performing dominantly. What I do like to see out of them, or what I have seen out of them, and what I like about it, is that they are holding the point, and you see Veronica and a few other members of the team running the perimeter at various levels. And that's the nice thing about Alvo, right, is that it comes with a lot of verticality, so you can post yourself up in positions that people are just not going to look.
And you see the Haxx. I've seen a few kill streaks from them. I just saw Veronica a minute ago bringing out the Zuka and just laying waste. So that is key in this hard point, is getting those people on the perimeter, getting them their kill streaks, whether it be dogs, turret, the rockets, drones, any of that. That all helps put the other team off their game and makes them kind of a little nervous. You got some doggies coming after you. You're not going to be paying attention to the other teammates coming after you.
A lot of people give dogs like less credit than what they used to when it was just the dogs before the turret. And now everybody loves the turret. I still run with the dogs because if anything else, like sometimes they can sneak around the corner and get you.
It makes sense in this. Yeah, it makes sense in this because if you get a turret, you place the turret where the hard point was, then the hard point moves. That turret's not really doing much good for you. But those dogs will go all around the map. So yeah, I do believe the dogs are a little underrated. They might not get as many kills as the turret, but they definitely tie the other team up trying to take them out before they come and bite them.
Got Andy.
Now, I love this point in this map. This is a very hard point to control. You've got the middle building that they can come up on those balconies and take you out. They can climb up the back of that tower. They can get up in the back 3 towers. Lots of places for you to be taken out trying to hold this point here. So it makes it a really easy point to fight for. Now it looks like, where is it at? Behind the...
It's like right in the middle alley underneath the pipes. Right next to the red container, which... this is probably the most exposed area, and what I was saying before about having your head on a swivel and staying alert and having a quick reflexes. This is the exact hard point that I was thinking about when making that comment, because you really do have to be weary, and you got to have the mobility. I for one, whenever I get that hard point, I'm constantly running around the container. I'm never staying in the same spot because you simply can't. You can't go into the container, unfortunately. The dock workers, they didn't unload that container yet, so it's still full of stuff and you can't get inside. It's just an uncomfortable position to be in, so you have to make sure you're moving and looking up, looking down, and all around, and giving callouts where you can.
Does look like Haxx is taking an early lead here, though. Like I said about this map, it's a gamble, and I think the gamble worked in favor of Haxx this time, not the Grandpas. I think Haxx has a good, almost 100-point lead on him right now. So the Grandpas are really going to have to buckle down and put in some work if they want to catch back up. Oh, Vicky saying Haxx is, they've trained on this map. It is theirs. Okay. It obviously is showing off there, Vicky. You guys are, your team is definitely taking an early lead here.
Murdaugh says that Grandpas are taking a beating. Now, the point differential was much more significant not only moments ago, where they were, at 25, and now Grandpas are at 74. They are coming back around, closing the gap quite a bit. So early game, they were taking a beating, but they're clawing their way back. Is it going to be enough, though, to take the victory and reverse this? I don't know, but they are sure as shit putting in the effort.
I think they can. I mean, that's what I said. If you're really good at hardpoint, you can always claw this one back, but it is always a gamble picking this map. For the same reason I just mentioned, earlier. But, it looks like the Grandpas are going to maybe try to claw it back a little bit. They're almost breaking the 100-point mark. They've definitely pulled it back a lot further than what I thought they would. There in the beginning, it looked like Haxx was, going to sweep them. On this one, but I don't know about that anymore. They need to get in there, though. Every second they're staying out of that. The Haxx are climbing up the score here.
And
to see where it's at.
The nice thing about you can see some of the tactics here. Bumblebee Chris, he's not even engaging the opponent. He is just holding the point itself. And sometimes you need one of those players on your team to make sure that they are the point holder. They accumulate the points over time and contest it while hiding, because if the opponent can't see you and they're trying to get the point and it's in contention, then you're ultimately winning because you're preventing them from getting it and allowing your team time to rotate back around to the point and get the eliminations from the perimeter. So we're seeing some of those tactics employed here by the German Grandpas, and it's paying off because they are clawing their way back. We'll see if they can actually flip it entirely, but all they need is one good solid hard point hold for the entirety of the spawn, and we will see a bit of a tied game here.
Guys, as we discussed, You get to the point.
So just do keep in mind, just as a reminder, folks, I do have one perspective, which is the Haxx one that's on YouTube, and the Grandpas are over on Twitch. There is probably a good, I want to say 15-second time difference. So I'm doing the best that I can to try to balance it out, give you guys a little bit, fair perspective here. The points are now 174 to 90. Haxx are poised for victory with only 26 points left before they get a 200-point win. But the Grandpas are going to fight them off the best they can and try to recapture. They're almost at triple digits here, 94 to 180.
Yeah, we're kicking ass.
You know, over on TikTok does say the Grandpa's on the comeback. He's seen them practice hardpoint quite a bit, and it's showing. It's absolutely showing.
On top of the titties. Ooh, hurry up! Hurry up! Go.
Getting shot in the head by Neil over here on Twitch.
They're coming.
And Veronica holding the point. Teammates on the perimeter. They're keeping the Grandpas off, and with only a few seconds left necessary, you only need 5 seconds to get the victory here. And there it is. And Haxx now up 2-0.
Yep, no problem.
That one went a little unexpected, but again, like I said, you know, I think Industrial is one of those map choices that, again, you got to be very careful with. If you get that wrong spawn, it's hard to come back from. And I think that's what we saw there. I think the Grandpas got the spawn way across from that first initial hard point, and once you get down after that first hard point, it is very hard to pull it back.
Now, Vicky did say that the Haxx were practicing hardpoint, maybe even practicing this map specifically, I think is what she was saying. And if that is true, and this was their pick, then it turned out exactly how they wanted it to and how they expected it to, which is good for them because that's where they've been lacking. Hardpoint has not been their game mode at all so far up to week 4. That is where they have suffered the most. So going up against the Grandpas, who have actually done pretty decent, I would say that they're pretty balanced in terms of their performance across all game modes. I mean, by statistically, they were favored to win. They came out Haxx came out victorious though, and got the win there. So well played, well performed. If that's what you were practicing, hey, practice paid off.
Oh, totally.
All right, what are we going to see next? Is my
TDM.
question.
You know, I'm going to say with this TDM, you know, I know Haxx has a lot of killers there, but I think this might go for Grandpas. That does look like we lost one of the Grandpas for a second, unless that's, they're just maybe changing lobbies. I don't know. I can't tell.
No, it looks like they're set up on factory. So is it too loud right now, Diver? Like from our end, or are you just saying that it's loud on the voice channel, so it's causing that crackling? The last thing I want to do is blow out your eardrums, so if I need to turn it down a little bit more, I will. But if it's just on her end where the comms are a little bit more crackly, so it's harder to comprehend what's being said, then yeah, I mean, someone could tell her that. But if it sounds fine on our end and it's not too loud, well, then I don't have to worry about it.
Easter Bunny came.
Yeah. Dropping jelly bean bombs on everyone. Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure. And yeah, so I do have the stream audio a little bit louder, so because I know like hearing comms sometimes and hearing the game, sometimes we're a little. Yeah, I don't like the licorice ones either, Puddles. But yeah, I want to make sure that you can hear us while still being able to hear the games. Sometimes we are a little bit louder, but if it is too loud and you can't hear a damn thing that we're saying, please let me know. While we wait for TDM to start, because a few people are getting ready to, they still need to ready up. Shout out to Outside Entertainment, of course, for not only bring this game back to life a couple of years ago. We are actually closing in on the 2-year anniversary of the release of this game, which is exciting. So be sure to check out the merch store, buy some Alvo gear, and support the developers. But you know, they gave us permission to stream over on their TikTok, over on their YouTube channel, and over on their Facebook group page. That requires a lot of trust. So I appreciate Outside In Entertainment for giving us the opportunity to bring you guys this content. Over here on Amateur Hour Commentary, we've been doing this since 2019 with a variety of different titles. And we were super excited and super pumped to bring Alvo to our channel. And in the process, you know, I was able to work out an arrangement with, of course, with the help of the wonderful Easter Bunny O'Doyle over here, so that we can provide this content across all platforms. Because I'll be honest, I don't do TikTok. Hell, I barely even do Twitter, right? So the fact that Alvo has the opportunity, has provided us the opportunity to do this, big shout out to them. Also, big shout out to all the mods, all the beta testers, for doing the work that you have done, not only in the Discord, but also testing out the game, testing out new features, and also organizing this Alvo Test League. Without the community, there would be no Test League at all. It was actually the community that arranged it and created their own Discord so that they can moderate and manage it. I just want to give a big shout out to them because it is you guys that made this all happen. So big kudos.
100%.
He's changing his name to O'Hare.
I did like that. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay. Okay, where you going? I'll go left then. I'll go left with V.
One's in the middle of the floor.
Okay, catwalk.
Oh, thanks, Puddles. Wah, 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 wah. And in the middle of that, wah, 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 fuck off, Puddles, wah, wah.
Oh, I love this map for TDM. It's a good map. You know, both sides are pretty equally matched, no matter which side you get spawned on. But you know, definitely in this map, the high ground usually wins.
There's one trying to.
It does look like Veronica is maybe trying to come in behind enemy lines, maybe get in their spawn, while the rest of the team Haxx stays over on the other side. This is not a bad play. You know, Veronica is one of their better killers, so it is smart to let them come over and, you know, try to get a few kills in the spawn and maybe throw them off a little bit.
I'm curious your thoughts around the strategy of getting the initial lead in terms of eliminations, because right now it's pretty close, 14 to 11. Grandpa is only behind by 3. But the strategy that I know that your team Death Squad has employed and a few others have tried to employ is getting the lead and then stopping the push. So in other words, you don't play as aggressively. Do you think we're going to see that between these two teams, or do you think we're just going to see a jousting fight?
You know, I really don't know, you know, because what we do is we typically, the first couple minutes, we run and gun and see how it's playing. If it's playing well, we're getting good kills, we're able to get around and get over on them and keep the lead. We'll just keep running and gunning. You know, we call it ping-ponging, where, you know, we'll have somebody running around and the spawns will be flipping constantly. You saw Crispy's team, Carnage, do that quite a bit. It is very useful if you can get it going and, you know, keep getting those kills. But as soon as you see it's working to your disadvantage, you want to try to play a little safer and, you know, try to get the lead and then pull back and hold a spot. But, you know, I don't know what you're going to see out of this. From what we were seeing, it looks like they're taking the other technique. They're going to keep everybody back and then let one of their killers go and try to get around them and, you know, flank them and get in their spawn. That's a very good tactic. I think that's what it appears that Haxx is trying to do right now. I'd say that's probably one of the better strategies, to have somebody running and gunning and everybody else holding the point. But what is the score here? 27...
23 to 33.
31?
It does look like the Grandpas are ahead, actually. So they're really putting in the work. They're trying to get the win here. They need one up on the board. What I do want to say, though, in one strategy that I think you and I have either accidentally done or like subconsciously have done is force a spawn flip. So let's say you're starting off on, some would say, the least preferred site or side, which is the opposite of the office space in the middle there. You can try to force a spawn flip. So you push from one side. Let's say the side that Veronica's and Haxx are pushing from. Right. Let's say you don't want this spot. If you can push all to one side and get to the other third of this map, where you can now effectively take over the office and pretty much hold the catwalk. You could force a spawn flip and now put the, I guess one could say, maybe disadvantage to the other team. We haven't really seen that here. It does look like everybody's kind of content with their spawn side. The German Grandpa's up by 11.
Now, I will say, Wolf. You know, my opinion on this map has changed a little bit. I don't really think so much. It really matters which side you're on. You know, it's just about you know, getting your players in the right place. You get put on that other side, you want to have somebody peeking through up there by the pipes. You want to have somebody peeking through the middle on the pipes, and you want to have somebody peeking through over there on the catwalk, and maybe have one lane down in the middle of that shed shooting feet. You know, it just depends on the placement of players. You know, it started off where I thought the other side was the best side, the office side. But anymore, you know, I think it just really comes down to where you're placing those players at.
Safe, wir müssen safen. Ich gehe ins Büro.
Leute, nicht bashen lassen, die bashen uns gerade.
And I'll say a thank you to Mental and crew, because they kind of made me realize that. You know, we played them, you know, just in a fun little game. They got Mental up in that middle window, and I think Bronco got over in that far left-hand side where the pipe is, and had a couple people down below, and it was tough to get them out of that spot.
Yeah, the nice thing is that from the pipes and from that middle bay window, as I like to call it, there's plenty of coverage. Right, like all it does is take a strafe left or right, and you're immediately in cover. So if you get tagged a little bit, as long as you don't get headshot, you can immediately duck behind cover, provide comms, because obviously you get some sort of direction notification as to where you got shot from, and then you can have a teammate from, let's say, maybe the catwalk, peek over towards pipes and maybe pick them up. So yeah, I agree with you. I mean, depending on how you want to set up, as long as you're working in unison, it could be a very strong position to hold. Look at the points here. It does look like the Haxx are only up to 46 points now, which is still a significant gap between total eliminations. And very, very easily, the Grandpas could win this as long as they maintain their lead and maybe not take risky moves.
I mean, this one is kind of going the way I was thinking it would go. You know, you've got a lot of good free-for-all players over on the Grandpas. Not saying that Haxx doesn't, but you know, I think you have a couple more seasoned veterans over there on the Grandpas for this style of you know, just killing whoever gets the most points.
Yeah, 58 to
52, I think.
I think so. I was gonna say 52 as well, so I feel a little bit better about saying that now. Yeah, I agree. I think it was 52. That head swivel though, can't see anything when that happens.
Oh, definitely. Can't wait for that spectator cam.
Facts. Beautiful overlay for us. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank Prince over on the TikTok. Giving away these, I don't know, diamonds. I don't know what these are called, but they're roses. And you know what? I appreciate them. I don't know what those are called. Does anyone know what those like donation bit type things are on?
I think they're diamonds. I think they're diamonds, if I'm not mistaken. But they have different ones. I mean, they have diamonds, they have roses, they have like a planet. And of course they all have different values associated with them. But yes,
gifts. They're called gifts. Okay.
They're called gifts. Gifts or gifs? Are they gifs or gifts?
No, gifts as in like present. GIFTS.
Oh, gift. Gift.
Gift. Yeah, it's alright. I can't enunciate. Gift. Gift. Yeah. So gifts. Way better than Twitch gifts. Hey, you know what? Any support is appreciated. Simply being here is greatly appreciated. We are closing in on this team deathmatch round, and it does look like it's going to go in favor of the... Oh, wait, no, just nearly 2 points, and Haxx come out victorious when the entire time they were behind. If we look at the stats there, and Nate coming in the lead for Team Haxx with 20 eliminations. But I would say both teams looking pretty balanced in terms of overall kills. Obviously, as the difference was only 2 eliminations. But man, I thought Grandpas were going to take that one. I'm quite surprised. I can't believe that.
Well, I'm telling you, Nate must be putting in practice because hey, going man. Last time I played him, he was not this much of a killer. No offense to Nate, but hey, good luck or congratulations on all that hard work you've been putting in. It's definitely paid off.
Another well-trained map. So it seems as though Haxx had selected particular maps to. But I don't know if, and Vicky, maybe you could tell me if this is true. But if they were practicing maps that they have found themselves to perform under par in, and perhaps practice them extensively, so that maybe they're not as weak in them as they once were before. If that assumption is true, let me know. But I would think that that's a reasonable explanation as to why maybe they perform so well. If finding maps that you're not good on and practicing them, so that when you do go up against stiff competition, that at least now you're prepared. Now there's a swan. Jeez.
What's up, Herb?
What's going on, dude? Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, like Wolf said, if the best way you can probably support us here, if you don't want to donate or anything like that, like I said, that isn't required other than showing up. Share this stream with everybody you can. Share the links, share the Discord, tell everybody, scream it from the rooftop. You got Call of Duty in VR. Most people are still looking for it. They don't even know it exists. So give us some give us some a little free promo. Tell everybody.
Yeah, the upside is that this game also supports haptic support. So particularly with the Pro Tube and I'm forgetting what it's called.
Best. It's got the B-Haptics Best.
But what is Pro Tubes like? They have
Force
tube. Thank you.
Force Tube. Yeah, that's
one.
really cool. Yeah, I want one too. It's just a little pricey for me at the moment, but I'm sure it is worth every penny because it does make it feel just like a real gun. I mean, it's giving you the feedback. It feels like you're actually firing a real gun. So it'd be interesting to definitely try one of those out. I know a few of our players have them.
Yeah, so the B, if you're looking for some of that haptic feel, this game supports it through the B haptics and the Pro Tube gear as well. So if you already have that stuff, well, hop on in. It'd probably be a little bit more of an intense experience, considering it's unlike any other game where you're moving incredibly fast. You're always firing your weapon. You're always feeling something hit you. So if you're used to games like Onward or Pavlov or I don't know, some other game, Contractors, I believe, also utilizes haptic feedback. Those games, although really well integrated, it's going to be a very different experience here on Alvo. I can almost guarantee it. So big shout out to ProTube and also B-Haptics, because without their awesome equipment, we wouldn't have a more immersive feel. Now, as for the halftime show, guys, we've never had one. This whole test league is a brand new experience. We're just the way we've always handled competition for other titles is we just continue chatting, talking to you guys, and just kind of going off on tangents. That's kind of how we've operated. A halftime show would probably be best suited for, like, I don't know, advertisements of, like, I don't know, sponsors or something like that, of which we don't have a sponsor right now, not officially here for Amateur Hour Commentary. For one of our leagues, though, we did have a sponsor, which was B-Haptics. If you guys are looking for some really cool gear for your Quest headset, they got some really nice stuff over there. And I think they also created, by the way, a brand new stand for your PlayStation VR 2, which looks awesome. They got a couple of different stands for the PSVR 2, but the one that I'm talking about has an RGB glow under it. And it also is a charging dock for your controller. So if you guys want to check that out, go over to the Facebook group page and just look up Hiblox, that's HIBLOKS, and check out their stuff. You can order stuff offline, primarily through Amazon, I believe. So be sure to check them out if you guys have a PSVR 2 or if you have a Quest 2. Really cool stuff. Truth or hair? Haha, funny.
Yeah. Truth or dare? Like what are you trying to find out here? I mean, the dare. I mean, I'm already in a bunny suit, so I'm not afraid to do the dare. I mean, it must be he's trying to find some facts out. Like, what are you trying to find out, bro?
Oh boy, I have slacked a little bit over here on TikTok. Wow, we got a lot of gifts coming in from Prince. Thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate you. All the support is greatly appreciated. I mean, we're at 1,600 diamonds right now. That's a lot of support. Dang.
And like somebody said, you know, if you're over there on TikTok, just spam that screen. Just tap that screen like you're having a nervous breakdown and your hand can't stop shaking. That definitely helps out. Give as many hearts as you can.
Yeah. So far, the support for what we've been doing here has been astounding. But just know that you being here is all that matters. What's going on, Phobos? How's it going? It's nice to see you over here on the YouTube channel. Again, if you guys are have a preference of platform to watch on, we're trying to be on everything. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, that follow button, whatever platform you're on that allows you to be notified when we do go live. Be sure to do that. But here we are. We are on Dojo for another search and destroy round. Now we are in the back half. I believe maybe there was a server change. If not, it doesn't matter. Either way, there are still two halves, and we're in the back half of this match with Haxx up 3-0. And we'll see if they can maintain the lead. What's going on, Billy Boy? How's it going?
Up on the balcony. Balcony.
And Vicky, thank you so much for the 2,000 bits. Jeez Louise.
You guys are all way too nice.
Oh my God. I guess I'm going to have to do a solo halftime show here for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, like, what any suggestions for what you'd want to see on a halftime show? I mean, you know, it would have to be something that we'd have to arrange with the teams, so we could get and it's something that we're going to have to do, you know, for the next season, is set some rules up. You know, if you guys do want to see a halftime show, you know, you guys got to give us some suggestions. See, you know, tell us what you want to see. Because if not, you might just, I don't know, we might get Wolf out here just doing a little jig or something. You know, I don't know what you want to see.
Shuffle, baby. Let's go.
Shuffle, yes.
They go with another 1,000. Thank you so much for that. And Veronica attempting to breach that.
Hold on. Everybody
that balcony. She was able to get one elimination, but didn't check her other corner. Unfortunately, she got taken out. What's my singing voice like? I mean, it's decent. It's decent. I don't know. You're gonna have to ask some other people who've heard me sing before.
Oh, it can sound great though. You can just throw the auto tune on, dude. You can sound just like T-Pain.
Boy, thank you for the gifted sub. Hopefully, PJ enjoys some of those emotes. By the way, if you're over on our Twitch channel and you got a little microphone next to you, that is because you're subscribed now to our channel, and there are different colors to that microphone. The longer you've been here, different color you're gonna have. So it does look like there was a bit of a change. Not entirely sure. Maybe there was an error.
Did you switch back to you didn't switch back to Veronica's stream, did you? Because remember we got the little delay there. No, they're at the main.
Yeah, no, we watched the first round and it did look like the grandpas took that one, but they decided to revert back to the main menu for reasons I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe someone couldn't get in, or apparently it was universally agreed on that they would reopen the lobby, though. So we're going to start that round over, folks, from what I understand. If you are by chance on a different platform and you feel like visiting one of the other platforms that we have mentioned, now's the time to do so. If you have not, let me actually, what's even more important for all of you is that you get it over into the Alvo Discord. That is where a lot of things are happening. That is where you can be informative, make suggestions yourself per how the game is going to develop. I'm going to put here in the restream chat, which is oh so nifty. Hopefully that goes to both the YouTube and the Twitch. And I got to get over on the Facebook. But the Facebook group should already have the Discord link. If it doesn't, though, I will put it in the comments section underneath this video. Guys, be sure to click that link and join. All right, join the Discord. Get involved. This game very much does revolve around player feedback. even though sometimes it feels like it's taking a while for things to come out, just do know, like, the beta testers, the mods, everybody's in chat letting you know kind of what's being worked on, and the time frame at which it's going to be released. And every once in a while, we might drop a couple of sneak peeks as well. So be sure to be in the Discord and provide your input. I'm excited for some. Speaking of stuff that we've been working on, I'm super excited for the stuff that we're currently testing in beta. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, I mean, the S&D thing is probably the biggest one. I mean, I cannot wait for that to make it into this. It's going to make these rounds a lot more interesting. When you get downed, you do have the ability to crawl away and get your teammate to revive you. I think it's going to make for a lot of interesting moments. You're going to have to make that decision. Do I go save my teammate, or do I just stay behind cover and let him get taken out, or make him crawl to me? But I think it's going to make S&D a lot more tolerable for some of the people that that's the biggest problem with S&D for some people. They get in the TDM or hardpoint and they like that constant respawn and able to get back in the fight. Some people don't like the having to sit back and watch things play out. But that will definitely help with that, because once you're downed, you do have a chance to come back. I believe up to twice. I think the third time you get knocked down, you're out. But it still definitely will change that up a little bit. I'm definitely interested for the next few patches that are going to come. I know Sean is working on it right now feverishly to try to get some more options for the privates. So where we can maybe control things a little more, change how many rounds are on S&D. Lots of stuff like that. Maybe even at some point, getting a set, weapon loadouts that are allowed. But there's lots of big stuff coming that way. But definitely the new icons, the being able to see your perks and your loadouts in the screen.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to bring that up. That is so critical.
So you're not going to be sitting there anymore just kind of guessing, which loadout did I have that on? You're going to see it right there. You're going to be able to know which one you want. But definitely the private. I mean, a lot of people still don't know this. So I just want to kind of bring it up. If you join into the private match, take a look just a little to the left, and you're going to see that you can customize your loadouts in private right there. Right there from the lobby. So that's a big improvement, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to get that over into the general modes in some form. But right now those are the kind of big things that I'm seeing there. Also there's a few maybe a medium, a small, and a large size thing coming eventually.
Keep that in context, folks. It's related to the game. He's not talking about his ear size, folks.
Yeah, but we definitely have some maps coming. Not really ready to share exact details yet, other than you do have some a small, a medium, and a large size one coming. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah, man, I keep forgetting about the loadout thing. So what I do want to say about the loadouts is, if you're trying to imagine it in your head, in the main lobby, not private match or anything, you just load into the game, and you see all the game modes in front of you, and you got your loadout to the right. Right, you can see what weapon, what secondary, your perks, and your kill streaks. Right, you have that big box there. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to see. One, in the private lobby, where you can now make the adjustments there, but also in a game mode, like if you're going to Publix or whatever, and you get eliminated, and you're like, man, I want to switch up my loadout, and you go and switch your loadout, and you're like, well, man, I can't remember what perks or kill streaks I had. It's going to look like what you see at the main lobby, so you can see all the information and know exactly what you're going to be loading in with. I know that that's initially what they want to put in there, and need to figure out how to do it. Now everything's been figured out. I'm so excited for that, because I am one of those people where, like, I forget what I put in my loadouts. I genuinely forget. Did I have Wolverine on this one? Did I run with the dogs or the turrets? I never run with bazooka, but just in case, did I load up a bazooka as one of my kill streaks? It's awesome. It's awesome. So little things like that are changing, along with like what you were saying, the UI stuff, right? Is going to eliminate some of the language, and it's going to make it a little bit more universal and easily understood by all. I'm very excited about that. The downstate, of course, I believe the downstate is currently in the zombie mode. Am I correct on that? I forget.
Yes, it is in zombie mode. That's where it started at, and Sean kind of gave us that little tease there that one night. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is coming to S&D." So definitely, I think people are really going to like that.
Billy Boy bringing it up. Vale, yes, Haxx Lab. I have not worked directly with them, but Titch and I did do a little work with IVRL, who is very closely tied with Haxx Lab and Vale, and that is a very good game as well. But that game was truly, and I mean truly, designed specifically for esports, and they have mentioned that. So a lot of their focus and integration was solely on the esports side of things, whereas this game is a little bit more universal. It's like Call of Duty, right? Like it's part competition, it's part casual. So you're going to get a nice mix and blend, whereas Vale so much is more leaning towards the competitive side. Plus, it's also only PC. I believe they are going to try to push it for other platforms now that the PSVR 2 is out. But the nice thing about Alvo is that it's already on the Quest 2. It's on the PlayStation VR. It started on the PlayStation VR. It's out on Pico. There is a PC build that will be coming and also a PSVR 2 build coming. So it's kind of all over the place, which is great. And there's talks about hitting other platforms as well. So, whereas I agree, like Vale, great game. And it's also a great community. And the devs are also great. The difference is that they have a very, I don't want to say narrow focus, but they have a very intentional focus and where they want to send the game. Whereas Alvo is like, we want to hit all player bases. We want this to be accessible to as many people as possible, not just a limited select few. And I think that's what makes it so great. And there is cross-play, so everybody's going to be able to play with everyone, and that's not the case for all games as well. Pavlov is one of those games that it has a great player base on various platforms, but there really isn't any cross-play. I hear that there might be at some point, but Alvo's already ahead of that curve. They're already getting prepared for the future.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, I mean, it's which Tish saying more games better for all. 100%. You need options out there. I mean, Alvo for me is the closest to Call of Duty. You got Vale, like you said, that's going to be more for the competitive players. You got a few others out there. I mean, I feel like each one has its own niche to it. It just depends on what exactly you're in the mood for. Personally, I can't put Alvo down. It's my game. It moves fast, it plays smooth, and it's got a great community behind it. So you don't really run into any toxic people. Most people are there to help. All right, I think we're slacking a little bit on the commentating here. We need to get back into this game. We got way off track here.
We got in a good conversation there, man. I think it was a nice deviation, if you ask me. Nice. Really good pumping up for the Alvo community. The German Grandpas do take win number 1. This is kind of what we saw before they decided to remake the lobby.
Does look like Dirt pulled it out for him.
I like how they very quickly pushed to the it's not really the dojo, it's more like the office space. The office space can be a very difficult spot to hold. Sometimes people will peek, they'll stand like right next to the stairwell and peek over the railing, which I could appreciate, but you got to be very careful. You got to be looking down the stairs itself, otherwise you're going to get caught off guard. We actually saw that in one of the matches. Here we got Spezzy controlling the main street. He's going to rotate back around. And for those CSGO fans, this map will look very, very familiar. This is pretty much designed after Dust 2, but more in a dojo Japanese type setting, which I love the aesthetic of this map.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely that long alley and that little tunnel spot right there, those are very dangerous places to peek at. It's real easy to get picked off, so if you come by that long alley, you want to run by it quick. If you look out towards those dojo doors, you want to be very careful, because you can have somebody laying down there and all you get to see is a sliver of them. and it's very hard to pick them off.
So we're seeing a little bit of a replay there, just because I want to get some perspective from the Haxx. We're going to be going to the next round.
Haxx taking this one too. This is but again, S&D is definitely where the Haxx have the you know, the stronger performance in. You know, you haven't seen the Grandpas do as well in S&D all season long. But we'll see. We'll see what can happen. I mean, anything can happen, but I look to see if I'm going to predict this, I'm going to say the Haxx are going to take this one. I don't think it's going to be a sweep, but definitely they're going to have, you know, maybe Grandpas might pull off 1 or 2 points, but, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, he's about to lay down. He's planting.
Bomb has been dropped.
There's 2 on the top. 2 balcony. 2 balcony.
Veronica going to check out
There's gonna be one right in front of
this
you.
perspective. She gets the final elimination, and they get the win there on all 3. I think they were attacking each time. So if that is true, then very similarly to what we saw in the first half, Haxx gets their 3 attack wins. No, those were defense. Okay, perfect. Wolf is 100% paying attention to what's going on here. So now they're actually on offense, which historically, from what we did see, they outperformed Grandpas on both attack and offense.
No, I'm behind.
But it was a different map.
One is at A.
We'll see how they do on Dojo here.
Because there's definitely one laying down on A.
Yeah, one's on A.
B is clear.
2A.
They are making a fast play here and being very smart to check underneath these eaves of these roofs. You know, checking the corners. They are very strong here. I don't know if the Grandpas are going to be able to defuse this one or not.
Yeah, they're coming.
Love this little hidey hole.
Yep.
They're going to be coming up.
Well, you
that
always
way.
got to check it.
There's
You
already
know,
one at the
everybody
bottom.
always
Red
likes to
card
sit
to
back
the
in
left
this. It's
or
got
the
a
orange.
nice little
White
angle on the
card.
bomb site, and you know, unless you check your corner coming out of that door, you're gonna get picked off.
Watch 2 of them. Yeah, he's going to jump. He's going to jump. Just on top
Looks
of
like
it.
the Grandpas did get somebody guarding the bomb site,
Veronica, in the kitchen.
but see that little corner, he just popped right out and took him off.
Coming out.
But Spezzy was aware, he just did not come in hot enough, I don't think. I think if he would have ran through there and came with a slide, he would have had a better shot. But unfortunately did not do that.
Right there.
We're just going to pop right into the next round, which does look like Spezzy's already been eliminated. So Haxx is currently up
Hinter
4
euch,
to
die auf
0.
euch. Die kommen zu A von hinten durchs
Not
Doppeltor.
looking good for the Grandpas, but I mean, definitely don't count them out.
Die kommen vom Doppeltor.
Das Doppeltor hier. Das Doppeltor.
Die sind jetzt an A, 2 an A. 2 auf A.
Prinz, bist der Letzte.
Zeig mal, was drauf hast.
Fortunately, not able to get that win. It's now 5-0, and it does look like Haxx are match point. They could potentially get a 6-0 sweep here. But I'm going to be rooting here for the Grandpas. I think they're going to pull a couple of wins back. I agree with you. I think they're going to get a couple under the belt. Please don't let my curse take effect.
I never like to see a complete sweep, you know, because that's always a little disheartening for the other team. I always like to see them get at least 1 or 2 under their belt. But you know, like I said, you know, Haxx is really coming out strong here, so I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this back from Haxx or not. It may be a 6-0 sweep. I know the Grandpas back are definitely against the wall. You know, they got to do something here.
I believe the bomb has been planted. And Nate peeking around the corner, taking out Spezzy off the white van, and now the Grandpas are trying to hold this spot the best they can.
Yeah, Nate's starting to get me a little worried for when we face Haxx. He's definitely been coming in clutch here.
Listen. This guy thinks he'll be able to.
Geh entschärfen, komm, entschärfen.
He's been threatening me. When Alpha Squad gets in, he's like, "You better watch out." Oh my God! That was brutal. Literally just runs up the stairs and right to the face. Not even a chance to breathe. Almost getting the defuse there, but that was a very clean 6-0 win by Haxx, man. Oh my gosh. But yeah, anyway, back to Nate. I just want to point out, Nate, listen, when Alpha Squad's here, best beware. Just saying, man. You can do all the practice you want. Go ahead. Try to come for me. Haxx just cleaning things up. 6-0. Not good for the Grandpas. Now, the next round is the Grandpas' opportunity to get a win. They're down 4 points. They need to get something up on the board.
Let's get. I hope they get something to bring home for Easter. I mean, I don't want to see them go out on a 6-0 sweep here. Definitely want to see them at least get 1 point underneath their belt. But hey, maybe the grandpas right now, maybe they got the grandkids over there. Maybe the grandkids are all up in their business, distracting them right now. We don't know.
Puddle, it's best to play with me than against me. Just saying. Just saying.
Coming for you again. Well, hey, Puddles, not to get a little salty, but what happened last time you did that?
She remembers, trust me.
I mean, they did get us 1 round. They did get us 1 round. I will give them that. They did take us out that 1 round.
Well, the fact is, I mean, we let them do that. We didn't want to hurt their feelings too bad. That's ultimately what happened. Now, one thing to keep in mind here on House for Hardpoint is that there are certain areas, like let's say down in the tunnel system, there is a T intersection with 3 points of entry. And they're going to, Haxx and Grandpas, they're going to have to be very careful when that spawn comes up. Because very often we see teams focus on one location, one breach point, and they don't effectively cover it all and very quickly get taken out. Here's one of the T intersections right off the bat with German Grandpas. They do get this captured. Fortunately, it's the T intersection with their back towards the tank room. I think this is a good spot for them to hold. Got to be careful those mollies though. 1v1 Puddles. You're asking for a hurt locker here.
I love this hard point down here. Because it provides 3 points of attack. This is one of the ones, that you got to have more than one on the hard point. Because if not, you're not going to be able to control it. This is definitely one of the ones that you cannot play like any of the other hardpoint locations. You got to have 3, because you got to have one watching each side. Does look like it's moved up by the chopper.
Helicopter.
Now see, this is a really good hardpoint location, especially if you can get somebody there very quickly and get them up on those rocks and get one on top of the house and just get one laying down underneath the chopper. It's very hard to get people off of that point when you do that. That is one thing, for anybody that is not familiar with the game, especially with this map, there are lots of places you can jump climb up on the rocks. The parkour on this game is just amazing. You can jump, slide through windows, all types of stuff like that. I was playing actually with Crispy's wife last night, and she was just like, "Man, you're just fast," and just you're there 1 second, the next second you're gone. So it is one of those games that you can move fast in and get around the map very quickly. And the one other thing I will add to it, out of all the games, I don't know what they've done in this or how they do it. But it's one of these games where I don't really ever get motion sick. I don't know if it's just the tightness of the maps or what it is about it, or maybe they're doing the frames right. I don't know, but I've almost never gotten any type of motion sickness in this game.
Well, I think in part it's how the movement system has been incorporated. It's very snappy, very responsive. So like what you would typically see in flat screen games where it's very smooth, but sometimes it's like, let's take Call of Duty for example, right? Like when you watch pros, they're playing at such speeds that it's reacting when they're expecting it to react, and they've been able to do, kind of mimic that here in Alvo, where when you turn or when you slide or when you jump, it immediately does it. There is no delay. There's no progressive movement or speeds. It just does it when it's supposed to, and the brain will interpret it in such a way. And plus, it's running at the highest frame rate that it possibly can. That it can allot for the given system. The way that they've incorporated the movement along with the frame rate, it's just a perfect blend.
Oh, 100%.
Bleibt ihr drin?
NGR the patty test. You take a Doyle 2.
Bleib drin.
So over on TikTok, just a big shout out to all the support over on the TikTok. We got 2,800, almost 2,900 diamonds. We got 269 views and 10,000 likes. I mean, that's just incredible support. Thank you all so much over on the TikTok. Be sure to follow the channel. because we got some more content coming your way, particularly with our helm leader, No Man's Planet, who's been putting up some wonderful posts. If you guys want to stick around and check out some of this new stuff that's coming your way here in Alvo, don't miss a beat. Follow over on the TikTok.
Definitely, and he sounds a little classier than us. He's from the UK, so he's got that accent that just makes him sound very eloquent and super smart. But no, he's a super funny dude. Yeah, he's a super funny dude though. I really like No Man, and he's definitely putting in a lot of work behind the scenes. Just like your boy over here, Wolf, is putting in a lot of work behind the scenes. I mean, this guy's just a madman creating stuff left and right for this game. So definitely, you know, show him some support, and you know, maybe if he's posting something up, you know, maybe just take it a little easy on him. He's just trying to do stuff for the game.
Door.
Oh, you haters of the stats, you.
I mean,
I appreciate that. I do.
I mean, I get it. I'm on the team, and I mean, I get it. You know,
Keep an eye behind the
I see where they're coming from a little bit, but at the same time, hey, it doesn't matter, because guess what? We're gonna know for sure here in a couple of weeks.
What's up, Slow?
What
How's how you doing, man?
I'm in.
All right, so it does look like another close match here between Haxx and the Grandpas. I didn't quite get what the score was last time. Okay, here we go. 87 to 87. It's perfectly tied right now here on the House Maps 4 Hardpoint. So close. I don't know who's going to take this one, but nothing against Haxx, but I'm really pulling for Grandpas here. Like you, O'Doyle, I don't want them to go into Easter with no win under their belt. I mean, right now it's 4-0. Haxx has just proved dominant in all game modes.
Well, I mean, worst case, I'll tell you, Haxx is definitely trying to give the Grandpas a early Easter present and give them some eggs.
By the way, I ended up posting up that picture I made the other day or yesterday up on the Facebook. I don't know, something came to me. I saw a picture of these eggs, and I decided to put like a grenade pins on top of most of them. Made a carrot out of the Viper, and put some bullet holes in that barnyard wall. So if you guys saw that over on the Facebook group page for Alvo, you know, be sure to give it a like. See, or you know what, you could also leave a comment and say either Wolf, this is trash, or Wolf is beautiful. I don't know. Pick your poison. Grandpa's though.
See, Wolf has all that creativity. I don't have the creativity. That's why I'm in the bunny suit.
That's creative. That is something I don't do. So I'm so glad your personality that's willing to do that, because I just don't do that sort of stuff. I'm bored in that regard.
Within limits. I know Dippy Chaos is putting together a nice little kind of like red versus blue thing for the community, and he had suggested that I wear the yoga pants that you designed on our merch store. That might be where I draw the line. I don't know about yoga pants.
What's going on, Move Master Mick over on YouTube? How's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in and being here. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. I know you're already subscribed, but if you haven't given this a thumbs up over on YouTube, be sure to do so. It actually helps the algorithm and push it to more viewers, the more likes it gets. And, you know, German Grandpa is working diligently here to hold the hardpoint. I mean, they were behind by, I believe, around 40 points, but this is the second hardpoint that they've held for an extended period of time. Until we see the scoreboard, I can't tell you exactly how close they are in matching up against the Haxx here. But they have closed the gap, 133 and 129, where there was a much more significant deficit. They have come back.
Well, you can see that on Spezzy's screen. You know, the spot has been green here for a while now. This may be the point where they bring it back. Ooh, interesting. He just went for the grenade throw. I think I would have turned it off for a quick second and shot that guy coming over the rocks, but
they did take the lead though. They were 3 points ahead, 138 to 135, and they were poised to take this driveway hardpoint. And I also did see Spezzy. He ran out of ammo. Instead of going for the reload, he switched to his secondary. I don't see a lot of people doing that on a regular basis. I see you do that a lot, O'Doyle, which is a brilliant move. Better to pull out the secondary than go for the reload, especially if engaged in a gunfight. If you guys don't do that, consider doing it, because it actually saved his life in that exchange.
And that's another benefit of going for the full auto controls over the immersive reload. You do have that push button. You just press it, switch the pistol. Whereas with that the immersive reload, you do have to reach by your shoulder to pull out that pistol. But it's all preference. And it really, I would tell you, to be perfectly honest, Wolf, if I did use the immersive reload, I don't think I would need to necessarily pull out that pistol, because you can throw a clip in real fast. As long as you don't expend all your ammo, you leave one in the chamber, you can get that reload down to like less than half a second. There are advantages to both.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't really ever pull out my secondary until I run out of ammo of my primary, because I do run that immersive reload. And its implementation is super easy. It's super easy. We do see a kill streak of the dogs out, which means there's been enough kills. Someone got their 7-kill kill streak.
Does look like that was by the grandpas, because I think the dog killed one of them there. And that is one thing that if you can get a kill streak in this, a lot of times people are not going to be using their using Phantom, so you're going to be able to get some kills with those kill streaks.
A big shout out
And
to
for those of you that don't know,
YouTube.
the Phantom prevents the kill streaks from targeting you. That means dogs can't find you, turrets won't shoot you, the drones, the RCXD will not find you. Now, something else I've never really paid attention to, it just occurred to me. If you do have that Phantom one, it doesn't prevent you from being seen on the radar, though. So it does still, that kill streak is still active, if I'm not mistaken.
Going for that reload. Veronica not able to finish it in time. Does look like the grandpas are now down by 9 points. So Haxx have taken it back. They've flipped the lead. The point has switched. Who is on it first? No one. Going down is Veronica to the garage. They are closing it. They're trying to close it out. They want to get that 200 points, get their next win, and be on, up 5-0. If they could walk home with a 6-0 sweep, that's gonna be a really good feel-good moment, because that's gonna push them up on the leaderboard quite a bit. Gotta get a couple of flashbangs here in the garage if they want to get Veronica out, because she is tucked in that corner, man. There she goes, Andy, finally able to get it.
On the road.
196 to 181. Can the grandpas turn it around? They can't. Haxx get another victory here under their belt. They are now 5-0. Grandpas, one last opportunity on Team Deathmatch.
It'll be interesting to see where this map goes. Is it going to go town? Ooh, are they picking? Nope, they're going to retreat, it looks like. Another small map. Retreat's a good map to pick. There's lots of spots. You got the balconies, the whole gym area to hold down. But you also have the spa area you can hold down over by the sauna. That's another nice location to hold, with the lockers and looking across the gym from the little I call it the little sneak through to get to the laundry room.
Mm-hmm. Crispy, you ask a question, and you see a lot of people using the holographic sight, and are you the only one using the optic dot? I'll be honest, I don't have the optic dot currently equipped on any of my guns, but I do run it. I do enjoy using the optic dot, because sometimes the holographic, so I have found this game does a really good job with optimizing the sights so that they don't seem super disruptive or whatever. I do use a holographic sight for some of the guns, and that's specifically because of the recoil patterns. So if some of the recoil patterns, let's say for example, the Sterling, I can't, something as powerful as Sterling, I can't put a sight on it. Early on, when we were beta testing it, you could, and I found myself using the holographic sight because I couldn't manage, I couldn't use the holographic sight on it and switch to the optic, because the recoil pattern really messed up me being able to see clearly, and sometimes that's what people come across. Whereas the optic dot, I mean, it's a dot, right? So all you have to do is focus on that one, and it doesn't disrupt your vision. Other people use the reflex, but I like the bulkiness. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, something about it. It helps tunnel in your perspective, so to say. So I'd probably use it on the Hurricane, or heck, I'd even use it on the Proto.
Go.
I'll
Go.
cover your cross.
You guys go.
See,
I'll cover
I'm
this
I'm
side.
completely opposite. I want that mini red dot because it gives you more of a view. I can see everything around me. But I can see where you guys are coming from. You know, I was talking to Crispy about this last night. You know, he says what it does is it helps block out everything and helps him focus.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I want to be able to see all that because I want to see somebody coming out of the corner of my eye. But you know, it just depends really on your preference.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
akin
die
to
warten, die
using
warten.
a 4 times or an 8 times scope, right? Like you're looking down, you're looking down the scope, and you got a very tunnel vision type of perspective, and that kind of hones you into that specific area, and it can allow for much more accurate shots. And that's kind of what the optic does. After having run that for so long, I almost kind of miss it, but. Again, depending on the gun, like right now using the Trauma, I use the holographic. With the Annihilator, I use the reflex. And on the Hurricane, I've been using the reflex, but I'm thinking of switching it to the optic, just because of how close it does sit to the face when I'm actually firing it.
Von wo bist du?
But here we are in town with a TDM, and we're gonna see some planting here by the Grandpas. They're going to try to hold us by, and I believe the same to be true for Haxx. A couple of very strong positions to hold, and you can see there that Grandpas are going to be holding down near the ambulance and police cars, whereas Haxx, they're sitting closer to the market. We're not going to see nearly as much aggressive play by either team, I don't think, right now.
Just saw somebody come in and wipe them.
And that's what they're waiting for, though, right? That's what each team is waiting for. They're waiting for the other team to become impatient and try to make a move, and then capitalizing on that. Because all you do is need to get a win, you know, like an elimination or two ahead.
Yeah, you just need a lead, and then they got to come to you. 100% right. You know, and this map is one of the better maps to pick a point and hold. You know, you got a great area there for the cop cars with the ambulance. And you also got a great area over there at the what I call the well, or some people call the broken fountain. And by the museum. But you know, it's all your preference. But you know, you definitely want to pick a spot to hold and get above you know, the other team in kills, and then just kind of hold the position. Not saying you can't come back from that. Because there are some killers that can just run in and wipe a team, but we got, what, 35-4? Oh my goodness, this is going way out of hand for one of the teams.
Yeah, Haxx is struggling. Haxx is the team with the 4 eliminations. That means they've only gotten 4 kills, folks. That's it. 4 kills. The Grandpas are dominating right now. I think it's the position that they're holding. As you see here, Veronica was taken out by someone sitting at the truck near a well.
Oh, 15-4. Vicky corrected us. Sorry, a little fuzzy for me to see that. Sorry.
But even still, like, that's a significant lead. They got a couple more eliminations, but I don't know. The Grandpas are just going strong.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and you know, this is one of the this wasn't this the first map, so they've been playing this one for a while, the Grandpas, because I know most of them are on PlayStation,
31
or at least they
now.
started on PlayStation.
They have 31 eliminations now. Grandpas.
Good day.
They are.
Hey, well, this is looking good. Hey, I'm kind of happy for this. Yeah, I'm happy for this. You're not gonna see the Grandpas hopefully go home with a big old goose egg.
Lauter Headshots verteilt.
Now, we'll tell you, Spezzy is a killer, so maybe Spezzy has been putting in some work along with Andy. You know, these two are probably, other than Nils, they're probably the stronger players on this team.
Look at that patience sitting behind the wall. 17 and 10, the top 2 killers on German Grandpas. Yeah, I'd say they're putting in the work for sure. And Spezzy was the one with the 10 eliminations. And Prinz with the 17 now, I believe 18.
I think this midweek thing where we're running stuff down, maybe I'll try to do what Spezzy was trying to get me to do a few weeks ago. He wanted me to say in German, I think the German word for squirrel and maybe matches. because apparently they're particularly tricky to pronounce. So I might give that a shot for Spezzy, just because he asked for it a long time ago, and I said I would try. So maybe I'll give it a shot this week, and he can have a good laugh about that.
Mick Cole's reminiscing on the original house map. Although not the first map that was worked on. Town was the first one that was worked on, and the first one that I believe was ultimately finalized. But yeah, the original house map was a lot of the OG's favorite. Now, fortunately, there is a map that's coming out that will give you some of those feels again with a different coat of paint, but hopefully it does bring back some of those feels.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, most people like those type of maps. You know, if for people that are not aware, the house map used to actually only encompass, you know, where the wall is. You know, it was just the wall around the house. It was literally just the house. You didn't have any of the middle portion. You didn't have the tower. You didn't have any of the cave system. So they definitely added to that map since it first came out. But you know, I'm kind of like Mick. I like those little small maps with you know, a little bit of chaos. You know, it reminds me of Shipment on Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the map changes that have taken place. Wow, that was very strange. Someone just ran right into Veronica and did not kill her, and instead just literally ran right by. Very bizarre. The only person on Haxx right now with double digits is Nizmac, and he has 15. This is looking very grim for Haxx. Now, granted, I think Nizmac was able to put down the turret, so maybe that'll help in the overall score. But even still, they are struggling right now. Absolutely struggling.
The problem with that turret, though, is again, you have to be in a position for them to come at you. That's why, again, like when we were talking about dogs or turrets, this would be a key place. If he would have had dogs, that would have helped out way more than a turret, because it would be going for him. But we are seeing Veronica start to get on a roll. She was able to take out 2 there before getting taken out. 7150, they are only about, what, 20 points behind. They can still come back.
Yeah, so as for the maps that have undergone redesigns, which some of them have, like for those who may not know, Factory actually did undergo a bit of a redesign after its initial release. Some of the containers were shifted, better lanes were created. But I believe House underwent the largest redesign overall before Monastery. And here, I believe, yes, the Grandpas finally get a win under their belt in the very last game mode here on Town. They're going to go home with at least 1 win. Happy Easter, no goose egg. You get 1 jelly bean.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely, yeah. I mean, the only other one that I would say has gone, you know, as close to a big as redesign as House is the new Monastery. You know, with that new back area, it's probably the second most redesigned map that we've had.
Yeah, and it's been a welcome change, honestly, for someone like myself who didn't really enjoy Monastery very much because it was pretty much 2 lanes. I mean, you could say the Monastery itself was a 3rd lane, but barely anyone ran through that. But it was pretty much 2 lanes, and they were grenade alleys. And then when we're at the Infinity Stairs, I mean, getting out of that particular location was nigh impossible, and actually really pissed people off. So it was a nice addition to the map to no longer have the Infinity Stairs, instead of having a whole new lane opened up so that you can rotate around and also have a new access point to the wine cellar. So I absolutely love it. I think it's made it a little bit more balanced, a little bit more fun. And now when I get Monastery picked on the vote screen, I'm not nearly as depressed anymore.
And you don't really hear the groans from some of the players when it gets picked. That, you know, that's the way it always used to be. You know, because people love Monastery in all its forms, and you know, it's one of those ones where either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, it's a welcome change, and thanks to Sean for you know, doing that for us. You know, actually adding that lower area, because that was definitely spearheaded. I believe 100% by him on that one.
Yeah, he was going through. That man has so many thoughts in his head, and he toys around with different concepts and ideas. One of them usually lands on paper, but and I'm glad this one did. But Fellows with your blah, 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 blah. You know what? We like talking over here. That's just how it is. And you come anyway. So, being that said, I want to thank everybody on all various platforms for joining. I want to thank you for being here and checking out the cast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yes, we did go off on a couple of tangents while you enjoyed some of the show in the background, but that's kind of what this is about. You guys can see what's going on. When we do get a spectator cam, it might be a little bit different since we won't necessarily have some of the comms in our ears of the different teams. But regardless, hopefully, if you are new to the scene, if you don't know what Alvo is about, you learned a little bit of something today, you decided to pick it up. Right now, it is in a bundle with Phantom Covert Ops for 30% off both titles if you buy them simultaneously in the pack. Great deal because both games are incredible. And I believe Phantom Covert Ops is not receiving any updates. It's like a solo run type of title. It's really cool, really unique in terms of its the shooting implementation. But Alvo is constantly being updated. It's still going through its updates. So you can expect more coming from that title. So now is the time to pick it up over on Oculus. If you're on PlayStation VR, it's still relatively cheap. I think around somewhere between $15 and $20 at the moment. So be sure to check that out. And similarly priced over on the Pico. So if you're on one of those platforms, pick it up. And also be on the lookout for any news around PSVR 2. I know that it is being worked on. And hopefully some news about that can come out. I don't know if or when that's going to happen. But you got to join the Discord, join the Facebook, and also follow Alvo VR over on Twitter for any of that upcoming news. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. O'Doyle, you got anything left to say?
I mean, I will correct you. We do know it will come. Not an if. It's going to come. We just don't know when.
I meant more of the news.
The news. But yeah, it's definitely going to come for PSVR 2, guys. Just, sit tight, be patient. The devs are working feverishly on it. They are going to get it out for that platform. They just want to make sure they get it out and do it appropriately and don't just push just a simple port without, taking advantage of these newer features that PSVR 2 is offering you guys. But other than that, stay tuned for next week. Like Wolf said earlier, we're going to try to do a little kind of season breakdown, maybe have some highlight reels here towards the middle of the week. And, everybody have a safe, happy Easter. And, go eat some candy with the kids. If you have kids, if not, find some kids and steal their candy. That way you can get them.
Oh, that's great. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Amateur Hour Commentary's presentation of the Alvo Test League match between Haxx and the Grandpas. Congratulations, Haxx, on a phenomenal win. And Grandpas, congratulations on that win that you got at the end. You guys really put up one hell of a fight. Super exciting and very entertaining. But be sure to follow on all respective platforms. Be sure to hit the notification bell and come back next time. But until then, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
See ya.